So today in this video I want to talk about when and where to buy Bitcoin. I first want to talk about just the market and the scale of where it's gone and where it's going. So back in May we had a big bit of a spike. So let's just check this area out. As you can see, there was a big spike in price up to 2,700, and then it went back down to just under the $2,000 mark, and then it started going back up again. So the important thing is to know why why is it going up and down like this. We're still in early adoption phase, and because there's not huge volume with a lot of people involved, the price can be more volatile, like you can see here. And as more adoption happens, the price will slowly stabilize and the volatility will not be so extreme. But for now, that's something you need to understand and just understand as an early adopter, this just is how things work. So if you see Bitcoin coming up and you're scared of like missing out and you want to buy in, and then all of a sudden it smashes back down to under $2,000, you're essentially buying in from fear of missing out. And we want to be just a good investor because we don't have a broker or someone else to be guided off. We have people on the internet sharing basic understanding of technical analysis, not fully complex, just buying low, selling high. That's if you wanted to do that. But as a long-term investor, you still want to buy it at the best price. Just like when the season of Christmas comes up and you have to pay premium price because you forgot to buy your presents later, and then when the day after Christmas, huge sale. If you see the mentality of Bitcoin like that, you see the price go up, you didn't buy in earlier, so you don't want to miss out, so you buy at the premium price, and then it just goes back down. What I want to do is empower people to buy in at the right time, so when they do see it going up and down, it's not at a scary point where they bought at this premium price and then all of a sudden it drops and then they go, I hate Bitcoin, Bitcoin's a scam, don't get involved in it. It's about strategy and about being involved in understanding the simple mathematics, the simple technical analysis of Bitcoin. So as we can see right now, on the 30th of May it went up and then it went and peaked to 3,000 and then it went back down again, almost back to back to 2,000. And then as we saw it stabilizing between 2,400 to 2,600, it slowly declined again and then all the way back to 2,000 yet again. If we look at the rest of the time after that, we can see from 2000 it then peaked almost just below 5,000 US dollars. So from $2,000 it went all the way up to just about 5,000. So when you're seeing it, oh no, it's at 5,000, I missed that, I should have bought in early, you buy in, and then all of a sudden it goes back down to here, $3,000. So it went all the way up to 5,000, you bought at 5,000, you're like, cool, this is an awesome investment, and then it goes back to 3. That is a bad idea. And right now we're at that point where it's reaching an all-time high. And that needs to have a pullback. And what a pullback is a correction, because the price is inflated currently and it's not a steady increase. It's a really bullish trend, which means it's on a steady upward trend that needs to correct to be, and a correction is a good thing. So right now, if you can see Bitcoin and the prices of where it came from and where it goes, there's always a repeating pattern with the prices. So the all-time high of $5,000 was then squatted down to 3,000. If we go back to May, what we found was the all-time high was about 3,000. So the resistance back in May, so it couldn't get past $3,000, became the new support for when it reached the peak of 5,000 and then dipped to 3,000. So as you can see that the old support, the old resistance becomes the new support. So we could likely see Bitcoin getting back to $5,000. That is an easy estimate based off technical analysis and what we're seeing. It could reach a little bit lower, could reach a little bit higher, but that would be a good time to buy as a new person coming into. So now we're going to go to where to buy and figure out what choices you want to make. So Coinbase is probably the biggest player in getting people to get into Bitcoin like that. But the problem with Coinbase and Bitcoin is that they only limit a small amount each fortnight of $500 US. And that, if you're really bullish and you believe that Bitcoin is going to be the future and you want to put $5,000, you want to buy one Bitcoin, you can't do that through Coinbase. And just to understand, the reason why it's limited at $500, you don't need to buy one whole Bitcoin. You only need to buy a smaller amount. So that's Coinbase. I'll share all these things in the link in the description below, and any questions just write in the comments and I'll happily ask you where else you could go if you wanted to buy off me or whatever. I'm currently not actually selling any Bitcoin because that's something I don't want to do, but just as an example, you can buy from anyone who's willing to sell. So Independent Reserve is where I currently buy most of my Bitcoin. And the reason why I do that is because they have, with a lot of places like Coinbase and a few other websites, they give you a guaranteed price. With Independent Reserve, people bid their price. They think that Bitcoin's worth this much and they want to sell it at that much. I can then choose to bid for how much I want to buy it. Say someone wants to sell their Bitcoin and they don't want to have to bid to sell it. They just see someone bidding a price of X amount. Say the current price is around $7,000. Someone wants $7,030. Someone wants $6,980. And because someone wants to just quickly get out of Bitcoin or someone quickly wants to get into Bitcoin, they happily pay the bid price. And what I like about Independent Reserve is that you don't get forced to get someone else to pay for you like Coinbase. They just pay you what they think the best price is and you just have to deal with that. With Independent Reserve, you can put a bid in, say like you understand that Bitcoin could correct down to $5,000 and you go, okay, well it could go a little bit higher, it could go a little bit lower. I could put a few different buy orders. I could put $1,000 at 5,200. I could put another 1,000 at 5,000 and another $1,000 at 4,800. That means you're maximizing the potential of getting a good average price. And in case you miss out, then you can still buy it a little bit higher. In case you bought it too high, you can still buy it a little bit lower. And this is a strategy that you can use if you really want to make the most out of your investment into Bitcoin. And I'll just quickly get onto the website and I'll show you how it all works. And as you can see here, there's a thing called two-factor authentication. And what that is essentially is when you're logging into all these websites, and people can potentially get your password, they could just take your Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. But with the two-factor authentication, you can literally have a 30-second randomized code connected to each account that you log into that resets itself, that you put in, that will give you extra protection to holding your assets. So just in case a hacker wants to steal your Bitcoin, they need your app on your phone that explains to you really simply. You put it through. It's all explained on the website of how to set it up. I'll also show a video exactly how that works. But for now, we'll just get in on Independent Reserve. I'm currently holding no Bitcoin on this because I am currently investing into other places, holding into different areas. But here we have the buy and the sell. So currently the buy at the market, you just want to buy Bitcoin. You don't care about putting a bid in. You can just type in how much money you've put into your account into Independent Reserve and click the max amount and then just buy. Or you can go to the limit. You can choose the full amount of the Bitcoin price and then choose how much you actually want to pay. So if I see currently the price is 7,800 Australian dollars. I don't want to pay that premium price, so I put the bid in at 7,730. Simple. And if you have, depending on how much money you have on your account, you can just click the max amount, or you can choose how much you actually want to buy in a percentage of that full amount. So if I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, I just type in wait, wrong way around. That's the Bitcoin price. So I want to buy 0.1 of the Bitcoin. That works out to be $773. But if I want to buy, let's say, a third of that or a tenth of that, I go 0.1. So let's say if I want to get to 100, let's go 0.19 or 0.17, 0.15, 0.14, 0.135. Currently rates about at $104 at 0.0135 of a Bitcoin, bidded at that current price of a whole Bitcoin. So one Bitcoin is 7,730. I want to buy this much of a Bitcoin, and it's currently at that full price of a Bitcoin, $104. Really simple. It's not rocket science. All you have to do with Independent Reserve is connect your bank account so it's verified. It shows you different currencies that you can add in. Once you buy your Bitcoin, it will show you the Bitcoin, and then that's how it works. It gives you the fee. If you wanted to buy Ethereum, I'll have to explain Ethereum in another video. But this is how I do it. And any questions, I can guide people through it if they get confused. With the KYC, know your customer. You have to give government ID so that they don't have people fraudulently just using someone else's credit card and potentially just putting money into Bitcoin, and then it never can be traced again. And it's just a measure that the Australian government is using so we can then, get mass adoption happening. We need some sort of regulation, unfortunately, to get into Bitcoin, because there's just people that want to fraud the system. Hopefully this video helps on setting up with Bitcoin. Any questions, if you want me to make a video specifically targeting a specific point, I'll happily do so. Thank you. No worries.